With yesterday, obviously a very unique day. As you all know, we had multiple positive tests come in, and I was one of them. So it was a very interesting morning. I will tell you that our organization mobilized immediately, got on top of it, followed the protocols, and ultimately, it was a fire drill, as it's been called, but it was a great reminder that we have to trust our protocols and make sure we're doing everything the right way, and prepared as always.
What was that like for you personally? I'm sure there's some uncertainty there, not knowing if it was legit or not.
It wasn't fun, Scott, and I can laugh about it now, but truly, it's not. Wasn't fun to have that, phone call very early in the morning and not get the news that it was potentially an error until later. So it's something that I take seriously, and our whole goal with our players and our staff is to keep everybody safe. So that certainly was not fun.
There's going to be hiccups and bumps in the road here. Can you figure out a way where this can be eliminated? I mean, how dangerous could this be, Kevin, during the course of a season where all of a sudden you have, a dozen or more false positives on a Sunday morning or something?
Yeah, I trust that we have the people involved that can get this thing right, and I'll just continue to control what I can control.
How weird was it yesterday for you from your perspective, and was there any positive that could come out of it?
Well, it was a heck of a dry run on a worst case scenario. I came in early and I wasn't allowed in the building, and that to me, I was nervous. I wondered if this was it. You start thinking about all the things that could happen if that were the case. I also thought about my in-laws who were visiting for a day at our house, and then how was I going to affect them if I was possibly, had a positive test too. So when you don't know that there were false negatives, you're very concerned. Very concerned. But at that point, once we figured out that everything was going to be okay, I was really proud of the men. They transitioned right back into work mode. We had a meeting. We had another scheduled meeting for later on in that afternoon virtually, and then we got to go ahead and come back in the building. Those guys transitioned in the drop of a dime. They were in the building, and they put together a heck of a practice yesterday. I was really proud of the way they responded.
What happens if something similar to this occurs on a Friday or a Saturday leading up to a game? I know you said you're confident that the bugs in the system or whatever can be ironed out, but it seems pretty severe if this happens to occur right before a game.
Yeah, Daryl, we're just going to follow the protocols. We have, we got a dry run of it yesterday, and we'll continue just to follow them. We have these contingency plans. That's why we laid them out. So we'll be prepared.
Hey, Coach, knowing obviously, that you've got your three amazing small children and you were home at the time when you got this news, just kind of how scary was that for you to be with your family and with all your, kids that are starting school and all the things that must have been going through your head at that time?
Yeah, Mary Kay, again, not fun, but it just reinforces my feelings. And I told the team this. Our mentality and my mentality is, number one, you don't want to get this. And number two, you don't want to give it to anybody. So that is why we are so strict about the protocols. That's why we follow everything to a T. That's why we act in an abundance of caution, because we're trying to take care of each other, players, coaches, staff, and their families.